Hey there, boys and girls. Today we're going to be doing the Scorn of the Great Explosion Festival. We need to evoke Odin and Lakshmi, get a chain of 20 or more in one turn, and use no green magic. Let's jump down here and pick up Duncanstein's Rain. I'm also going to be doing a Mage clear, hopefully, with this trial. I feel like the Mage clear is a little bit easier because you don't really have to worry about as many things going on. But hopefully I can explain the physical clear well enough to you that you understand. If you don't have Rain and Ignace and some of these units, feel free to check out the Mage clear, and I'll probably also link Sinzar's clear in my description. Up first, we've got Galoof. He's going to be our physical cover tank. He's passively provoking. He's on Tetra for the 5% evasion that Tetra gives. I didn't want to put any STMR on him, so we kind of went with a kind of a more of a budget build. All of my units are going to have some fire and ice resist. The biggest imperil that you're going to take during this fight is 90%, so kind of keep that in mind as you go through this one. Other than that, like I said, the next most important stat will be your defense and hit points. You don't really have to worry as much about Spirit, I feel like, with this one. The only damage that should really get out, except for on our range, you'll see why in a minute. The only damage that really should get out is some unprovocable single target attacks. Let's see here. We got Ignace. Ignace is just pretty much the bread and butter of this clear. He's got some imbues that he's going to do. He could do general mitigation, more mainly after him for MP region. And his LB fill and whatnot, aside from his imbues as well. Like I said, fire and ice resist, and then hit points defense. Locke's going to be our breaker. I don't have Locke at 7-star, but that's okay for this particular clear. Whatever unit you have right here, Locke's primary job is going to be Mirage. Jiraiya would work here as well. He's going to be doing some breaking with his W-cast ability. I'm not going to be using like his good breaks, like if you've got him at 7-star, he's like his cooldown breaks or whatnot. So don't really fret too much about that. The main takeaway here is just the Mirage. Folka. Now, if you want to use Lena in place of Folka here, or even Myra, I think both of them will be fine substitutes. She's here for status immunity and some MP recovery, but I think we'll see as we get to doing this, like we really don't even need very much MP recovery from Folka. Rain's going to be our damage, like I said. I did not put fire and ice resist on this Rain. I feel like because you can pretty much explode the big bombs really fast, stalling out with Rain isn't as necessary. Turn 1 will be pretty dicey. He's just got a lot of LB damage and Demon Killer on. Duncanstein set up pretty much the same way. Let's see, lots of Demon Killer, lots of attack, lots of LB fill stuff. Let's give it a go. Let's see, we've got Odin as one of our 2 Espers. That's on Folka for the Finger Snap because she doesn't have her own Dispel. Lakshmi is on Locke. We're going to actually hopefully if we get the crystals or the orbs, we're going to use Lakshmi to heal us up on turn 3, I think. So anyways, like I said, turn 1's going to be the most dangerous turn here because we really don't have all the things out that we need yet. So we're going to use Galoof's CD to get the general mitigation there. We're going to use Cooking from Ignace to unlock his good stuff. And then with Locke, we're just going to use Hazy Step. That's his AoE Mirage. And then Folka is going to jump down here to Finger Snap. And I know you can't see the buff on this guy, and it kind of confused me too. He has Mirage that he puts up, even though you can't see it. And then with Rains, we're just going to get ready to chain. Soul Blood, Complete Awakening, and Fire. Make sure we got the bottom one targeted. Send that off. Now, Rain has Guts here. As you can see, like I'm skirting it about as much as possible, but Guts would have caught him there if I didn't have just enough hit points. Alrighty. Let's just go ahead and get our LBs ready now with Ignace. I want to do this. This kind of helps get your LB gauge filled up. I've found in practice, we're going to use his LB fill gauge ability and his resist ability. Go ahead and send Rain off and then click Ignace. If we get our Esper gauge filled, we'll go ahead and use Lakshmi. That's great. Now, I would like to talk about this turn right here. Say you don't have an awesome Rain friend like I had, and say that bomb is still alive, you're totally fine. On the next turn, you'll want to get your LB gauge filled with Ignace, and then just have Folka finger snap again, and then just LB rain one more time, finish that boss off. But make sure you finger snap, otherwise you'll have that Mirage buff again. Then we'll use Lakshmi to heal us up, and then Folka. It's just going to give us some immunity. And even, like, I think immunity isn't completely necessary there. Myra could also imperil on that turn, and then Galuf is going to use his Limit Burst for the good mitigation. His cooldown's only 40%, his Limit Burst is 50%. Now, we kind of have to wait around a little bit for Rain's Imbue to fall off. You could dispel it if you wanted to, but really I don't see any need in making the clear more difficult than it needs to be. Also make sure that your Rain's LB gauges are filled up. I mean, Ignace could easily do that anytime you need him to. We'll just do a double MP recovery here, and then Locke will just do his Mirage. And that's what I was saying about Folka. Like, if you don't have Folka, like, Ignace can pretty much carry the MP recovery. Rain can also do this right here. He can use his Force Saber to get his MP back. We'll have one do Energy Wall, and we'll have one do Force Saber, so you can kind of see what's going on with the MP recovery. See, since he has the Fire Imbue, you know, he can't damage the top bomb. Really, Folka has nothing to do here. We'll just repeat. But if you feel like you need more MP recovery, I don't advise taking anybody but Ignace for this job. Maybe Christine, because she can imbue ice as well. Otherwise, it gets a little bit more tricky with Rain. Alright. Let's have Galuf cover. We'll have... Really, we don't have much going on. We can just repeat with all these guys. Now, say you was doing this and it took you 2 turns to kill the first boss, or 2 limit bursts to kill the first one. That's okay. I'm going to show you how to damage the second guy and get him in 2 turns as well. Alrighty, on turn 5, this is really important right here. On turn 5, I want to use Enhancement. That's going to imperil this guy, and it's going to let Ignace do his imbues. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and let's get Locke to use Hazy Step. And we're going to dual cast this with the Inhibition Throw. That's going to break the defense of this boss. And then Folka can just heal us up. Rain probably would have died that turn if he didn't have that that shield up, so that was really good. We'll do that again. This Rain can just defend. We'll have Galuf cover again. On turn 6, your Fire Imbue that you put up first is going to fall off. There's an MP drain. What you want to do with this red bomb right here, I like to keep him above 50%. When he goes below 50%, he can imbue you guys with ice, or fire, I'm sorry. He'll imbue your guys with fire, and it just makes clearing this a lot more messy. That's why I didn't use like a really strong break right there. I think you could probably wait till turn 7 and do your Soul Blood and probably take him out in 1 turn, but I advise people to do it this way, just because if you took 2 turns on the first one, you're probably going to need 2 turns on this one. So that's what I was saying earlier. Alright, Ignace is going to do double ice. Alright. Get Rain, chain off these limit bursts. Beautiful. We're a little light on mana. That's what I was saying, like if you've got Lena right here, she can get you enough mana to do, you know, your Mirage and whatnot, so you're good. We'll go ahead and limit versus Gloof again. Let's keep this Mirage up. You're pretty much safe. Once you've got one bomb dead, you're pretty much good to go on this guy. There's a big nuke. Alrighty. Now with Rain, we're going to do Soul Blood and Complete Awakening. Soul Blood and Complete Awakening. It's going to get us a good defense break on this guy too. And then with Falca, we're just going to heal up. Galoof can just recover here. And Ignace will do his cooking. Again, this is kind of irrelevant because the fight's pretty much over, but I like to go ahead and have these resist just in case. Then we'll get Lock to do his Mirage. Actually, we'll have Lock break too. Easy step, Division throw. See how the slaps that go out? Like it hit Rain twice. If you didn't have Mirage there, he's going to hit you twice. You probably would live that, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Alright, let's get Rain ready to chain. We'll send this off. Should take care of the big boy. Then we'll have Lock just re-break and give us another Mirage. And like I said, this is the victory dance part. We'll get resist and I guess a mitigation buff. We'll have Gloof cover. These guys are single target, so he doesn't really need cover. And then Falca can summon Odin, just in case they blow up. I doubt they will because we haven't damaged them that much. Oh, see, one went. If both of them decide to do that, we wouldn't have got all missions. Alright, now with Rain, let's do Extra Saber, Royal Saber, King Saber, Extra Saber, Royal Saber, King Saber. Now, if by chance this is a red bomb right here, you'll need to dispel your Rains, otherwise you won't be able to do damage to it. Just chain these off. And if you don't kill this bomb right here, that's fine too, it'll blow up the next turn. So there you go, Bomb Festival in a nutshell. Pretty easy. I think just kind of going ham on damage is a little bit better way of doing this. Like I said, if you don't have enough damage to kill that first bomb that I took out, the blue one, in one turn, you can do it in 2 turns easily. Just make sure you finger snap that Mirage buff off, even though he doesn't have a visible buff, and just fill your LB gauge up with Ignace again, and then just go and kill it on that, and you'll be good to go there. And we took 2 turns to kill the top one, so it's the same difference. If you don't have enough damage to like one-shot these guys, like there it is in 2. There's all the missions, good deal. Hope you guys liked the video. If you're pulling on the Chinese New Year units, best of luck to you. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good rest of the week. Toodaloo.